Hello YouTube and welcome to August's 6 break challenge. Slightly later than August, unfortunately, due to the school holidays. So obviously having to do things with the kids, keeping them entertained rather than them being educated. Right, just a quick one about this video. You will notice when we get there that the second break, which is obviously off the pink, is not there. And that is because I'm saving it for the end. You will see why when we get there. The rest of this is a mixture of bad and ugly. So, yeah, let's get into it. Okay, first up, the black as always. That red is just about squeaked in on the first shot. Almost scored a nothing. That'd been good, wouldn't it? Coming off the two cushions, making sure that I stayed well away from that red near the cushion, just to make sure that I could have a decent cueing for the black. Now, which way would you play this shot? Would you play this topspin, or would you play that one coming back off the side cushion with screw? But doing it that way does mean that you can come back down towards the black. Just a little bit of left-hand side, helping side there. But I think I've played it too much, as you can see, I'm very hampered by that red near the side. And that has meant that I break down, excuse me, on 25. So what can I do from the blue? And yeah, that one was supposed to go a little bit further. Good rest shot needed. So I managed to stay high on the black. Just drop this one in and don't go too far. So, no, that's okay. Managed to stay on this red below the black. I want to leave myself. Oh my good God! What on earth have you done there? You absolute buffoon. Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it? Okay. On to the break. Using a bulk colour to begin with. Let's see if I can get past 14, shall we? A little bit low on the cue ball there. Should have played a little bit higher, then I would have been closer to the pink. Thankfully it has still gone in. Cue ball's going close to this side cushion though. Now I'll keep my head still. Just try and drop this red in. Has it got the legs? It has. Well, I've got past the 14 point mark. As you can see by my reaction, I was supposed to be playing for a high blue, but sort of just off straight so I could get down the table. Excuse me, but from where I am there, I've got to go back for the green. So this will be a good shot to get around the table. Yeah, that was all down to that red, rather than the shot on the green there. So let's dive back in to the blue. And why I've stunned into those reds, I'll never know. Just making sure I could get onto this red near the corner. And I can do that. And that's not a shot I normally play, running it round off of 2 cushions from that angle. So, quite happy with how I've judged that one. Leaving myself a very straightforward shot, black to red. Now, all I need to do... Oh, where's this going to finish? Just about okay. And that one being a smidge off straight. I'm actually quite happy with where I put the cue ball from that perspective. That was a terrible red. Should have come through a lot further, just to make sure that I had decent position on the black. Now let's see if I can be delicate enough with this one. Yeah, that's worked out nicely. Choice of 3 reds here. Take the one to the right corner with the rest, albeit hampered. And leaving myself low means this positional shot should be relatively straightforward. I was down on the shot, wondering if I should play through to go to the right hand side of the black, but the white was going to go too close to it, so that's why I got back up and decided to bring the cue ball back, and then I'd have a good choice of pink or black here. Just choosing to roll this pink in. There we go. Now, just trying to decide what to do with the cue ball coming on and off the cushion. And, well, after all that deliberation, played a right old Mickey Mouse shot, left myself cueing off the cushion, virtually straight, and in the end ended up potting the white as well, because I thought, okay, I'm going to play a bit of top to try and get off the side cushion and back out. So yeah, it was the red there that was a very poor shot. So this is break number 6, but this is number 5 in the video, so let's see where I can get to with this one, as we will be watching break 2 after this one. So just playing for a choice of a couple of reds into that right centre. Now, might be able to play for the red at the bottom of the 3, the one to the right of the table, or even the one under the black. I shouldn't have any problem with this one. Just a nice delicate touch. Now, don't try anything silly with this one, just drop this one in, play for that red along the cushion. Making sure that I leave a decent angle on it, so I can just roll it in. There we go.
a bit short. I've got the red to the middle, but I was trying to be on the red to the left corner. And do you know what? I think that's probably one of the better positional shots, judging the cannon off the second red and holding for the black. Just pass him, but this could be tricky queuing over the black. Could have done with the cue ball going forward another few inches.
Right, so if my maths is correct, after these 5 breaks, I've accumulated a total of 147 points. But it's taken me 5 breaks to do it, so yeah, definitely not as good as those people off the telly, whoever they are. Right, so that means that I need to get 33 points from this break, which was break number 2, although I'm showing it last. What do we think the chances are of me getting those 33 points? Shall we have a look?
And in this break I'm going to include the cue ball up in the top right hand corner so you can see, I don't know, roughly where I'm striking the cue ball to get it to do what I want it to do. And sometimes I prefer to play really low and really soft on a shot like that pink, just to get the white to move. Some people will play it higher up the cue ball and play it with a bit more pace, but I like to play those shots a little bit softer and a bit lower, just because I think I've got a little bit more control over what it's doing. So playing that with a little tracer left hand side, tracer check coming off the cushion there. Nice little angle on this red. Not quite hard enough, so this is a bit of a blind shot here, so looking at trying to hit that middle red of the 3 to slow the cue ball down, which I haven't got, but that's the shot that I was playing. If I had made contact, I'd have had one of the other 2 reds. As it is, I've still got the tricky red to the tricky red that's near the left cushion, or I can play the sensible shot and just drop this red in for the blue. Now, the main reason why I took that red rather than the one to stay on the black is because there was nothing essentially that could go wrong with the positional side. You know, high or low on the blue, it wouldn't have mattered. I know it's worth 2 less points, but the idea of this is to score as many points in one visit as possible. So tracer left there just to make sure the white comes away from the black. And also where I am, I have got the option of pink if I wanted to. So just have a bit of a think. I want to run the cue ball up just like that. That's why I've played that with a little bit of left hand side to check it off the cushion. Rather, if I hadn't done that, I'd have gone towards the red on the left hand side of the table. So now I I can play any one of these 3 reds really, can't I? But in this point it makes sense to take the more awkward red, because it's coming on and off the cushion directly for the black. Just using a tracer right hand side there to make sure I didn't end up straight on the black. And the same there, just to make sure I didn't make contact with that left red of the 2. So I believe that we are already past the point of me getting to my target of 180 points with all 6 breaks. Now, how far past it can I go? There we go, past the 50. Been a while since I've been past 50 in practice. So I haven't managed to do that much solo practice recently, unfortunately. So just a nice delicate one for the pink. And now being straight on this, or there or thereabouts. Gonna play for one of the 2 reds just below the blue. Try and come up the right hand side. There we go. I mean, that's actually kind of in no man's land, if I'm honest. So I've got a choice of a couple of shots here if I want to continue the break. Either the red that's closest to the cue ball, I can skinny cut that into the middle, or I can take the red that's nearest the blue, but that is then going to contact the blue, and don't know how that one's going to go. So rather than trying to screw into this, I'm just going to roll this in nice and delicately with a bit of topspin and judge that quite nicely. Yes, that Callan's been very kind to me actually. It's left me in a position where I can play for a choice of the 3 reds that were just above the blue. So just to keep things simple, I'm just going to roll this one into left middle and have a choice of green or blue depending on what I do. Now that hasn't gone through far enough for an easy blue. Not looking at this anyway. I mean I could play it, but it's going to come off the top cushion and side cushion, and I'm going to need to play this with a bit of pace. That was the danger with that one. Perhaps the green would have been a better ball. I think the only saving grace I've got there is this red to the middle is just off straight. So all I can do is play this with top, just make sure I keep my head still, push through the ball, and then stay still till the ball has gone in the pocket. I think had I tried to stand up a bit earlier than that, I think I would have missed. Excuse my dog, I think she's barking at a cat that's in the garden. And here we are on 79 points. So just this red, and that'll be 80. Now you can see I'm going to play this one with a bit of right hand side, so what I'm aiming to do is get up onto one of the bulk colours. Don't mind which one. I want to sit behind the red. But yeah, so just trying to get on one of those bulk colours, because that would have given me options. And yeah, so similar shot here, playing that with a tracer right hand side to make sure the cue ball comes away from the bulk colours. So I would say a nice dolly of a red to get onto the blue, but it was the wrong way round, unfortunately, so having to play back up for a choice of either green or yellow. Working on keeping things simple. A little bit too much side or a bit too hard, one or the other. But this is going to be very tricky to get from where I am onto that last red. So up to 91. I have not been up here for a very, very long time. So here's the ton on the cards. If I can negotiate this red into the left centre, get round 3 cushions, I do stand a chance. Yeah. So 91 is where it ends, which I don't think is too bad. So let's have a look at these results. And just quickly before they slide their way onto the screen, I hope you enjoyed that 91 break. I certainly enjoyed knocking it in. And yes, well, yeah, this really was a mixed bag, wasn't it? As you can see there, starting off with a 25, and then those 2 team breaks only getting to 30 points between them, and then a couple of 46s. So not very consistent, but I did achieve my target and then surpassed it by quite some way, as you'll see in just a moment when the target and the total came up. So I actually ended up beating my target by 58 points, which is really good. Very, very happy with that one. I'm not going to move my target though, purely based on the fact that I'm not consistent. If those teen breaks were, you know, sort of late 20s or in the 30s somewhere, then I might think about moving it. But I think I'm going to stay with it at 180 at the moment. And I must say, I'm sorry for this. Excuse me, sorry for this video coming out at the beginning of September, even though I did do this sort of mid-August when I had an afternoon free and whilst the kids were off at some summer camp. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you enjoyed the extra cue ball on the 91 break. And thank you very much if you've made it to the end of this video. It's very kind of you. Do please feel free to leave a like and a comment. I do like to read those. And I'll see you fairly soon with my next video. But for now, everybody, take care.